Hey, what's up, guys? This is McFly in the studio with Minos The Saint. What's up, guys?
Greetings.
Hello.
Well, just actually, if you don't mind going around the room and introducing yourselves really quick so that people know who they're speaking to, or listening to, rather.
You're listening to Ben Harrington.
Oh, you're also listening to Peter Simone.
And Micah David Bluen.
Nice. Cool, all right. So, this is Local Music Week, so thanks again for coming out. I'm going to use this as a segue to ask if you guys have like a favorite local venue that you played at, or just like one recently that was a good experience.
Mud and Water was one that was really good for us, even though
Yeah.
they're kind of
They're up and coming.
they're in transition
Yeah.
at this moment. Maybe closer. Yeah. There's a lot of really great venues in this town.
Yeah, it's hard to choose one. Chelsea's is great, Spanish
Yeah.
Moon is great.
We'd rather just talk about the ones we hate. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah. Just, you can use code names or something. and
The cool thing about the venues is it's really just the people, and the people float between all the different venues. So,
Right.
I mean, it's it's just a room if there aren't people there
Right.
digging it. So,
That's cool. So you guys have basically like a fan base built up, and it's cool. You kind of start to see the same people. Is that what?
oh yeah, we're starting to feel the love from
That's great.
a specific group. It's
That's
nice.
awesome.
Definitely. But also what's cool is we share so many fans with other bands in town. Like, I've been to so many local shows this summer and just see so many of the same people. You see other bands at each other's shows. There's a lot of support amongst the musicians for each other in this music community in Baton Rouge, and I think that's something really special. That's a really special characteristic about it, is how much the musicians support each other and go to each other's shows. And
Yeah,
I think we're inspired by each other. We're inspired by what we see in other local bands.
that's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah, it's great to have just any sort of local music scene to fall back on. But Baton Rouge has, seems pretty great. So, cool. So in a couple of pictures, I saw that you guys had some other musicians with you on stage. I didn't mean to make you nervous with the pictures.
That's right.
Yeah, but so, is the core of the band you three, and then you kind of just flesh it out when you have like people who want to come play, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We just it's the three of us, and then we have we really started with a fourth guy named Joel Wilson on violin, and he's definitely a big part of it. And so we just work with Joel, and we also have a lot of other great talented friends that'll join us, and Ben usually oversees the writing of the composition for horns and
Cool.
violin and whatnot.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about, if they come in and just sort of like improvise with you guys, or if it's more structured. But so you basically write.
It depends on the collaborator. Like when Joel plays with us, and also when a trumpet player, David Melanson, plays with us, there's some set lines, but they contribute a lot of their own ideas and a lot of improvisation as well. But then sometimes we have a 5-piece brass section that plays with us, and we have some more plans for strings and woodwinds coming soon. So if it's kind of a larger group, usually I'll write out an arrangement of specific parts for them. But if it's one of our individual collaborators, there's a lot of improvisation.
Cool. Right on. So earlier when we were actually setting up, you guys had mentioned you were putting together a rig where you could sort of mic the instruments yourselves and then run out a stereo mix. So that led me to believe you guys have dabbled in engineering and recording and stuff. Is that?
Yeah, our first EP was I don't know. Did we release that as an official EP?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still on Bandcamp.
Was affectionately dubbed the House EP because it was recorded in Peter's house. And we recorded it, mixed it, mastered it ourselves, and same thing for our most recent music video. Was it March, early March, February? That we released that for the song "Let Me Sleep." That's on YouTube, but we did all that ourselves, audio-wise.
Cool. So are you guys planning a new album or a new EP or something? Got anything in the works right now?
Yes.
Can you say? Is it confidential?
Yes.
Well, no, you want to? I have an idea.
Go ahead,
You should
Micah.
take
Go
Well,
ahead,
that-
Micah.
the way that our songs work, Peter writes the songs that we play. He's the songwriter, singer, guitar player, but the songs themselves kind of, even older songs that Peter's already written, they sort of grow into their own.
Yeah.
And that happens through a series of performances usually. I mean, we rehearse, but rehearsing to us is just kind of getting together and usually having coffee and just talking about conceptually what we want to do with music.
Right.
So songs develop their own personality through playing them in front of people and around people, and just everything we play is loosely composed and grossly improvised in a lot of ways. So moving toward an album is, we kind of wait till songs mature to the point where they're ready to be recorded and we want to capture them permanently.
That's fair.
And so we seem to be getting toward that point where we want to do that with a full studio album.
Yeah.
But we instead of saying, hey, we're going to do an album by November or whatever,
Right.
we just say, hey, when they're ready, they'll be ready, and we have good resources that we can tap into those when they're ready.
Cool. And I mean, it also seems like that would give y'all's live show a really great element of, I mean, you're building up these songs, so, longtime fans coming back might not be the same, like, exact arrangement or version of the song, or, it's progressing, it's getting longer, there's more changes or something. So
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely different every time we play, and that keeps it interesting for us as well.
For sure. Awesome. Now let's see. So I guess if you're in a preliminary stage with the new songs, you probably haven't thought about actually recording them a lot yet, but do you think you'd want to move into a studio eventually, or are you guys comfortable doing it yourselves?
I think we're still talking about that, but eventually, yeah, we'd want to have a producer and someone that can kind of help oversee that.
Sure.
I think we're totally capable of recording it ourselves, and if it kind of stayed that way, it wouldn't be bad. It could work out, but I think we also see the real benefit of being detached from the overall kind of production of it, and having someone that's a little more biased, or
Sure.
unbiased actually, to kind of help us.
Cool. Right on.
DJ Nick Hunter. Peter, you're the songwriter. McFly and I both are at the School of Music here at LSU.
Okay.
Do you have formal education? And if not, can you walk us through an abbreviated a songwriting process that you go through?
Yeah, I mean, I have a little formal education, maybe a year of theory and at Southeastern, where I went to school, and so I have enough to be a little dangerous, I guess. But there's a lot to learn, I think. The songwriting process is really none. I mean, some usually come really quick, and some I'll work on for a couple of years and still won't finish it.
So you maybe start with a chord structure?
Nope. I mean, it's not even that. I can't even say it's that. I mean, a lot of times, sometimes I'll have a melody, just a melody, and then I'll build a chord structure around it, and then sometimes it'll be complete opposite. I'll have some kind of riff or something, and we'll just build up from there. So I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet.
It seems like it's a really collaborative process either way with the songwriting. I mean, you might come up with the original sort of riff or whatever it is, but still, like you said, you guys are building it up. Every time you're performing together. So.
Yeah, well, really, I think technically the songwriting is Peter's, and the arrangements are the rest of the band as well.
Right.
Would be the technical way to specify it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good. This is the wild card question. What is your favorite thing to see in the audience? If you looked out into the audience.
Dancing. What about you, Micah? What do you like to see?
Yeah, I don't know. I like to see that people are listening. But I don't want to say that I want people to stand there and fold their arms like I'm doing right now and stare at us, because like Ben said, dancing is nice too, but that's a sign that you're listening, you know what I mean? Just any way of showing that you're listening and at least attempting to appreciate is big, because it means you came there to hear live music and you didn't come there to make us your background music while you did your thing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, that doesn't mean we're not into doing that too, but it's a musical community supports itself, and that's what I like to see, that people are at least supporting the scene in whatever way they know how to do it.
I'm definitely a fan of people crossing their arms and kind of staring pensively, because it's almost like they're just they're really honest, either they're, and I don't know what it means, that they hate it, or maybe they're just analyzing it or just listening really intently. But that's kind of interesting, because it's obviously it's really nice to see someone really getting into it and dancing, and that's fun. But then you got those people who are not so easily sold, and they're going to really analyze and pick it apart and be a critic. And then if at the end those people come up to you and say, hey, I really like what you did here and here and here,
Yeah.
it's a lot more meaningful.
Yeah. They're giving you their full attention. I mean, you can tell they
Yeah,
don't like
yeah,
rock
they're giving
yet.
this all their scrutiny. It's fine.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's pretty much all the questions I have. Just want to say thanks again for coming in.
Gigs.
Thanks for.
Thank you. Oh, gigs. Yes. Gig, cake,
Upcoming
cake.
gigs.
Oh yeah. Sure, we can do that. I'm just gonna. We can just pause here.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have like any upcoming shows around the area, or?
Yes, on July 25th, we are playing at Movies on the Lawn at Baton Rouge Gallery at City Park. So that begins at sunset on the 25th. And we'll be improvising an original, we'll be playing an original score to the movie Sunrise. Sunrise.
Sunrise at
It's a
sunset.
classic film.
Really glad.
1927. It's really kind of trippy. I watched a little bit of it last night.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good one. And we have a few other ones. Great performances coming up, like in New Orleans. Let's see, we're July 26th at Beatnik on St. Charles in New Orleans. We also have one next Wednesday, actually, at Hi-Ho Lounge.
Oh, yeah.
Scratch that.
That's about it.
We're going to be here August 23rd at the Spanish Moon.
We're also doing a month-long residency at City Bar. Really excited about that. We, no, I'll have to leave it at that. That's fine. I don't know which month it is.
Cool.
Coming up.
One of the months in the future. Cool. All right. Well, thanks again for coming in, guys. This was awesome.
Thank you
for
so
your
much for
interview.
having us, and thanks
Yeah.
for having all the local musicians.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we want to give back, however we can. Yeah.